Hello everyone, welcome back to the XSP Green Monster channel. My name is Riley, and today we are going to be doing how to tune the DD Audio DSI-1. And for those of you who didn't know, I didn't say it in my last video, but that is a digital signal processor. So the signal from your head unit goes through the DSI-1 and it processes it, adds crossovers, and cleans up the music a little bit depending on how you have it set, or increases the input gain, sends that back out to the amplifiers, and the amplifiers can play a cleaner signal. So if you haven't watched my channels before, I do car audio stuff, truck installs on any kind of parts I need for the truck, and then just kind of other car audio tips and tricks, and then basically things that go on in my life that involves my vehicle. Yeah, so I'll get right into it. We are going to be hanging out the truck. I do not know the software very well, so we will be going through it kind of together. I haven't worked with digital signal processors before, so it might be slow, and I'm sure I'm going to do a lot of things that are wrong. So if any of you guys see something I did that doesn't really make a lot of sense to you, or you have experience working with digital signal processors, let me know. I'd really appreciate the help. I'm just trying to clean up my system audio a little bit. I do have the APRS, so that helps with the clean signal, but this digital signal processor will allow me to have different presets, and I'll kind of run through what my plan is for those right now. So I'm planning on having a preset that's kind of like a daily listening volume one, so the whole system will probably be a little bit quieter. I'll run it at a lower gain going into the amplifier, so I can run it every day and not have to worry about hurting any of my components or pushing my amplifiers too hard. I'd like to have a demo preset, so one that pushes the amplifier the bass amplifier a little bit harder, keeps the mids and highs nice and loud and clean, but doesn't push anything beyond where I want it to go. And then obviously an SPL preset that pushes the subwoofers and the subwoofer amplifier to its absolute limits. So that's kind of my plan. I'm gonna run out there with my computer and a cord, and we'll get it all hooked up, and I'll try and find a good place I could set you guys so you guys can kind of hear what's going on and see what I'm doing on the computer as well. And yeah, so that's the plan. I'm gonna get all my stuff together. We're gonna head out to the truck, and you guys will see me then. Alright everyone, so we're out in the car. I've got everything turned on. I've got Joachim Karud, I believe is his name, on SoundCloud pulled up. Link to his music is down below in the description. I'm going to play that since I can play it and not get demonetized. And I have the program pulled up, so I'll put the camera on there. It might be really hard for you guys to see what I'm actually doing, but I'll kind of try and go through it as I'm doing it, and you guys should be able to hear the differences, hopefully. So I'll put you guys back on the tripod and we'll get going. Okay, so here's the program pulled up, and I'm going to be playing on really low volumes just because that's where I'm going to tune right now. So I'm going to play some music right now and explain what's going on at the moment. So that's what it's doing right now. It's actually only playing out the left door, so I need to change it so it's going to be playing out both doors. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but I'm going to work with it a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I just got it to connect, or it's connecting right now. There we go. So now if I mute channels, there we go. So it's just tweers, now it's that. So now I need to figure out Channel 4 is not playing though. You see I can mute channel 4 and it's doing nothing, which means some things that I messed up with my RCAs, or yeah, something's up with the amplifier. So I'm actually going to go back and I'm going to check over the RCAs and see what's going on with that, and then we'll come back up here. Alright, so here's where I'm at. I pulled out the DSI-1 and I've checked all the connections. I'm moving some of these connections. So I had them coming out of channel 3, channel 4. I'm wondering if channel 4 is just bad, so I moved the mids to channel 5, 6 and the highs to channel 7, 8. So I'm gonna go up there, I'm gonna change the presets for which channels go to which ones, and we'll see if that fixes it. Okay, so now I can hear some music, so I'm just gonna, so channel 3, 4 input needs to go to, has no input. Channel 5, 6 needs to have an input of channel 7, 8. Let's have an input of 5 and 6. Okay, so I can have a 3, 4 in, and 5, 6 can have a 5, 6 in, but 7, 8. 5, 6 cannot have a 3, 4 in. So I need to switch the RCAs on that for them to work correctly. Okay, so I just switched the inputs on the amplifier. So now this should work. Instead of switching them on DSI-1, since they're a little bit difficult to switch on there, I just did amplifier. So let's see, I have everything muted so I can unmute it. Okay, so I hear it coming out of everything now. Let's see, so if I mute, I'll mute the mids. So now it says channel 5 and 6 isn't working. I'm not getting any highs. I can't do that. I need to go back and switch the amplifier to the way I had it because I forgot that I have it preset out of the head unit, so I can't just switch it to the amplifier. Otherwise I have my frequencies from the head unit running to the mids frequencies from the head unit running mids frequencies back there, so I need to go back and redo this. Alright, back again now. I switched everything around, so it should be running good now. So let's see. My head unit wants to quit shutting off. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Mute channel 8. So it's still only getting out of one side here. Which is strange. Alright, looks like I need to do some testing and see if my RCAs are messed up or if the DD amp is messed up. Actually, I can check that right now. Let's see if I do channel 5, 6. Channel 5, 6 is highs. So if I do channel 7, 8 and I set this to only come in from 3. Only come in from 4. Okay, so I'm getting input on both of them. So I'm checking here is each channel, channels 3 and 4 going into the DSI-1. So if I change it to 3 and 4, since I'm not getting any sound out of the right, everything still works. If I change it to 3 and 4, it still works fine. Obviously I've changed it to 1, 2. It's bass frequencies only. 3 plus 4 still works. 3 and 4 keep it separated, so that's what I want. So something's not working beyond the DD. Something in my splitter. So I'm gonna go check the splitters and see what's going on. Saving this as preset 1 just so I have it. So let me go check, which one is it? It is channel 8 out. 8 out has the issue. So I'm gonna run back there, I'm gonna check the RCAs, I'll turn the camera around so you guys can see it this time, and we'll see what's going on. Alright, so here we are back here. So the one that's not working is 8. So if I go back here, this is my 8th channel down here on the bottom. Wiggle this thing out. So something in this splitter or in these RCAs is not working properly. Try and find the issue here. We'll pull these RCAs apart, or at least the splitter apart. And see what's not working. So here's a splitter that's causing the issues. Everything looks good, so I'll take, you can hear that. So this is the one that's actually connected. Let's see if I can trace down where it's going. Alright, there's the one. So if I plug this RCA into the DS1, we'll see if we get sound. This could just mean that I have bad splitters, which happens since they're splitters. RCAs themselves are kind of temperamental, so I'll leave that there so I'm not stretching that splitter, and we'll go back up to the thing and see if we have sound. Okay, back up here, so I got all channels muted, so I'm going to play the music, and we're going to unmute them. There we go. Okay, so it sounds a little better. See if we mute channel 7. Still have it. And if I mute channel 8. Okay, so that fixed it. So it looks like I just had a bad splitter. So now I can really get to tuning. I kind of already tuned this while I was weighing, but so channel 7 and 8, I have it on high pass at 120 hertz. So it's going to let frequencies above 120 hertz happen. That's this red line right here. These are frequencies it's playing. And it doesn't sound, it kind of sounds a little dull on the higher notes, so I think I need to raise this low pass, this top end up a little bit. You can see how it just moved. I'll put back, you should see it move. So I'm not sure if you can hear a difference, but right now it kind of sounds a little dull, and if I move this up to 4,000, restart it, try and get it to a good part in the song to test this. Alright, so here, let's see. So I'm going to go to 3,000. See how it's a little bit duller? So if I go 4,000. So that sounds a little bit more full there. If I go 5. Not much of a change, which means that 4,000 is about where these speakers are dropping off. There we go. And now I'm going to mute that. I'm going to bring in tweeters. 5, 6. So I have those at 3,000. I bring those up to 4,000, so it matches the other crossover with a steeper slope. Since tweeters are a little bit more subject to lower frequencies destroying them, so you kind of want the tweeters to not play low frequencies. So now we'll bring in both. And that sounds pretty good to me there. There's our sensitivity. Bring sensitivity down a little bit so it's normal. Bring in channel 1 and flip on the bass amplifier. Well, that sensitivity should be good. So this can kind of be like daily listening level for me, and this is set as my preset 1. So now if I go, so I'll just save this, save preset 1. So now it's going to upload that, so this will be preset 1. Although I need to change the crossover on channel 1 too, actually. Because I want a high pass frequency or low pass frequency on my subwoofers so that they don't play above around 60, since I'm tuned so low with a 36 curve. So you can see there, it's a steeper curve and it starts at 36 hertz. So I'm doing such a low one. Most people don't do 60. I'm just doing that because how low my box is tuned, and I want it to start arcing off here once it gets around 50, because my subwoofers just don't like playing anything that's much lower than, that's much higher than 30s and 40s. Of course, we're going to get an advertisement. I'll cut this part out. So you can do delays on this program as well. So like the rear subwoofers, and this is in millimeters. So I mean, I'd say it's about 5 feet back, which is gonna be, I'm just kind of messing until this gets around 5 feet. 71 inches, so I need to go down more. Around 1621, there's around 5 feet. I was trying to think from about right here in the center listening position back to the subwoofers. I think it's around 5 feet. Maybe drop this down a little bit. So this is going to delay the back by just a little bit so that the sound reaches here at the same thing, since it's further back. And my computer is getting mad at me because it's been out for so long. So, and actually, I want to delay everything around where these center speakers are, because I'm going to have to delay that, but okay, actually, I can't delay center speakers and not delay those, so I'm kind of in a tricky position with that. But, to me, this sounds pretty good as a preset 1. Hey there everyone, so it's the next day after tuning my DD Audio DSI-1. I got a chance to listen to the car a little bit more, and it does sound really good. It actually sounds a lot cleaner than it did before, and it kind of helped with the jumps, the little like pops happen in the speaker when I would shut off other speakers or do something along those lines. I know that I didn't really get into tuning the DSI-1 as much as I would like, but I'm kind of learning, and I need to mess with the levels a little bit more than I did yesterday, and I need to be somewhere where I can play the music a little bit louder because my gains are a little bit off on the tweeters to the mids. But yeah, I just want to kind of cover that. I know that in yesterday's video, or in the video you guys just watched, I didn't do as much as I wanted to do, and it was because I kept having issues. I had the issues with the RCAs. I had issues with my head unit not wanting to stay on for some reason. I'm not sure why that is. It's not doing it anymore. yeah, so I'm not really sure what was going on with some of the stuff that was happening, and it kind of hindered my ability to tune it to the extent that I wanted to tune it. And it was just getting late. I had been filming for a while already. I think I was out in the car for like an hour and a half trying to do this, and I just ended up needing to do homework and other stuff. This video should be up a day after tomorrow, so it's kind of like a 2-day thing. But yeah, so I'm gonna jump back in there sometime, tune it. I'll do more videos on it and show you guys like what I'm doing, what I'm learning. So hopefully you guys can learn alongside with me. And yeah, I mean, I do not claim to be an expert on that. I do not know a ton about digital signal processors, and I need to learn more about them. I can already tell that it's a much cleaner sound coming out of my system, so that's good. But I still need to get another splitter RCA so I can hook up the center console, because that's still not playing. And yeah, so I just need to get in touch with John Rabe over at Skyhead Car Audio, get another splitter ordered, get some new 1/4 gauge, since one of them is stripped. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.